Access Chapter 5, Multiple Table Forms. Now in this chapter, you will actually get to work in Design View and create forms from scratch. So, should be a lot of fun. I think you'll enjoy it. If you'll turn to page 268 in Chapter 5, it tells you to open up Bavant Publishing. And like usual, I have been opening my last Bavant Publishing and I save it into a new chapter. So my last chapter was 4, so I'm going to do File, Save As. And once again, you don't have to do this. This is just what I am doing. And I have put it in a new place. And I'm going to create a Chapter 5 folder. And save it as 5. And all of this is just stuff that makes it easier for me to keep things separated. And if you do that, that is awesome. If you don't, it's totally your call. Now, if you have security warning, make sure you choose Enable Content so that you can do what you need to do. And then we're moving on over to page 269. And the first thing it says is to right-click the book rep table. So we will right-click the book rep table and we're going to choose Design View. And we're going to close that. Now, we're going to click on the first open field that's down here. And we will add in some new fields that we haven't done before. This first one, second bullet point under number 3 says sales goal. Then we will tab, and the data type is a yes, no. So people will be able to choose yes or no and nothing else. Default value on this one is set to no as a default. Then next we want to add in comment. So the name of this field is comment. And this one is also different. This is long text. They will be able to write a paragraph in this field. Next we're going to add a picture. And this one is going to be an OLE object, which basically means you'll be able to attach a picture. Alright. Then we want to add in customer notes. And the data type for that one is attachment. In this we will be able to attach like Word documents, Excel documents, any other kind of documents that you want to attach to a field for a specific customer or for a specific book rep. Okay, then we want to hit save. Alrighty then. Now on page 271 it says click on the row selector for start date and then choose insert key. So we're going to insert a row and we're going to name this phone number. And now we're going to put an input mask. So basically, you notice how when you type in numbers, if you have it formatted as currency, it automatically does the $sign, the commas, and the periods, all that. That is a default input mask. Now you can also create your own input masks. We're going to create an input mask for a telephone number. So since we're in the phone number, all we have to do is go down to this section here, our field properties. The input mask is the third option, and we're going to click in there one time. Now it says to tap or click on the build button, and that is this 3-dot thing clear over here on the right hand side of that. So we'll click on that, and if it yells at you like it just yelled at me, say yes, I want to save the table. Now they have several input masks already here. set up for you, so it makes it a lot easier. But also know that you can create your own if you ever want to. We are going to choose the phone number and then do next. Now, the name of the input mask is phone number, and this is how it will show up. Now, we want to go ahead and honestly, if you wanted to do a different style, like maybe take the parentheses out or do periods instead of, you can take one of theirs and change it however you want, and then you can try it out here to make sure it does what you want it to. So let's say this is what we want, and we're going to say next. Now, how do you want to store? You can store it with the symbols in the mask like this, or without the symbols in the mask like this. Now, in the book, it says be sure the without symbols in the mask like this is selected, and it is. And all that means is that it's still going to look the same for the user, but it's going to save 3 characters in a space, four characters in saving the phone number, so that it doesn't take as much room. So if you figure you have a large database and a ton of phone numbers, it can save you a lot of space. Alrighty then, so we will choose next, and that's the end of that, and we hit finish. So now it's going to show us exactly what this is going to look like when we input it. And technically, back in the day, we had to type this all out, so yay, we like wizards. It is a good thing. So we're going to hit save, and then we're going to close that table. Now, on page 274, we get to practice inputting data using that mask. Now, since we created the mask, let's open the book rep table. Since we created the mask, we won't have to put in the dashes, in the parentheses, nothing. We just type in the numbers, the phone number, and that's all we have to do. So we're going to click inside the first one. Now, notice when I clicked, it kind of ended up over here in this middle section. So make sure that you're over here at the beginning of your phone number. And notice that it already has your dashes and your parentheses and everything in there just for you. And all you have to do is type 610-555, and notice it automatically skipped over 2436. And notice it automatically did the dash, so you don't have to do that. Alright, now if you'll look on page 275, it has us typing in the rest of the phone numbers in that figure 5-12 on the right side of the page. So go ahead and click down in Michael's information, and also make sure you're at the beginning inside the parentheses, and you're going to type 201-555-1279. Alright, and see, that's a lot faster than having to type in, and notice you have to click, than having to type in all the dashes in the parentheses. So next, 215-555-8658. Alright, and then let's click in the next one. Make sure you're inside the brackets. Yay. 610. Oops. Hit the 6 a little harder than that. 555 and 5762. Gotta love laptops. Alright. Missed my number keys on the right hand side. Alrighty then. Now we've entered in all of that. Now if you'll look over here on our set goal, notice we have our box, and we can choose yes or no. If it's checked, it's yes, and if it's not checked, it's no. So that's what a yes or no does. It just gives a box to click in, and you can get check marks. So go ahead and click in the first record, and on the comment in that first record, we'll click over here, and if you will look on page 276, so this is where you can type in a paragraph worth of stuff. So we're going to type in fluent in Spanish and Portuguese. And I am on page 276, the second bullet under number 1, in case I lost you. bachelor's degree in Spanish and secondary education. All right. Now, we're done with that one, and we're going to go down to the second record. Now, notice that it cuts it all off. We are going to resize that a little bit when we're done. For the second record, we're going to type Senior Sales Representative. Transferred to new division to mentor other book reps. And if you're not looking at your text, which goes faster if you do, make sure that you double check that you don't have any mistakes. And since we're going to make this wider here in a minute, you can check that later. Now, the comment field for the third record is fluent in Japanese, learning Arabic, awesome, excels at public speaking, sweet. And then for the fourth record, it's going to be taught English for 2 years in Russia. Expert at teaching instructors how to use language materials. All right, felt my pinky hit that. All righty, and then click out. Now, we can check that when we're done, and if we look on page 277, it wants us to resize it, and it tells us how much. We're not going to make it as wide as possible. We will make it wider. So let's go to like the end of Portuguese-ish. It looks like in the book it goes to almost the E in Portuguese. All right, and not that I'm going to be that picky when I grade it. All right, and then it says to make the field wider also. So we're going to grab the field here and drag down. And we're dragging it down enough so that we can see for all the text, basically. So right now I can't see it all, so I'm going to go down a little more, and there. Now we can see it all. Okay? So it does make these boxes really humongous, and that's not real attractive. But, and I don't know if it does that to y'all or not. But for me, it does that. In the book, it does not. But it's always done that to me. So we have, and now that we've made them big enough, go ahead and double check to make sure you don't have any misspellings, because misspellings look really bad. And sometimes when I'm talking and typing, I hit some wrong stuff. But that's okay, we're not perfect. We just have to fix it to make it perfect when we're done. Alrighty then. So that looks pretty good to me. I hope yours is good. And we're going to move on. Page 278. We want to see the picture field. Now it's over here on the right hand side. If you can't see yours, go ahead and grab your horizontal scroll bar and you can move over so you can see it. Alrighty then. So it says right click the picture field for the first record. So right click, and we want to insert object. We're going to insert our picture. Now we're going to choose a bitmap image because that's what the book says to put in, and so we will do that. But notice that you do have several different options. So if you have any of these other programs, you do have the opportunity to do that also. And ooh, we do teach Visio. Sweet. Alrighty then. So we are putting in a picture, and we are not going to create a new one. Insert object. We are going to leave it on create new. So we're going to say okay. And it opens it up in Paint, which is not the most advanced picture editing program I've ever used, but we'll do that. And it says we're going to click on paste arrow, so we're going to click on the down arrow, and we're going to choose paste from, and then we're going to navigate to our files. So let me think. I don't think I've moved them all to Dropbox. I'm moving everything to Dropbox because my personal computer is getting very full. So let's check this out. And new. Let us go to Dropbox. Dropbox is free and it's great. And if you invite people, then you get more space. And if you need more and more and more space, then you can always pay. But I hate paying for anything if I can get it free. So chapter 5. And we want to choose Melina Pettis. So we're going to hit open. Awesome. She looks happy. And then we're going to click on exit and return. Exit and return to document. And notice the file tab, it doesn't say file. So it's just that blue thing over there. Exit and return. Awesome. Here it just says paintbrush picture, but when we put it into a form, you'll be able to view it. Now, turn the page. Insert the remaining pictures. So for the second record, we'll click in here, right click. Insert object, it'll go faster this time because we know what we're doing. Bitmap image, say OK, and down arrow, paste from, and this time we are inserting Michael Statnick, and open, and awesome, file, exit and return to document. His picture looks a little bigger, so we're going to have to do some editing. And notice how it turns a bitmap image after I click off of it. Just want to make sure you guys saw that. So you don't freak out, it's okay. Click on OK, bitmap image, down arrow for paste, paste from, and this time we are going to choose Robert Chin. Awesome. Hello, Robert. Click on the File tab, exit and return. Fourth picture is right click, insert object, bitmap image, say OK, and this time it is Tracy Rogers. So paste from Tracy Rogers. Awesome. And File tab, exit and return. Piece of cake. Yay. So now we're going to enter data in our attachment fields on page 280, number 1. We're going to right click the customer notes. So this is our customer notes. It doesn't say customer notes, but it has a paper clip, and that means attach, and we did an attachment. So a right click, manage attachments, click on the add button, and then we can add whatever we need to add. And in this case, we're going to navigate back to our access folder and our files, and we are looking for Melina Pettis customers. So Melina Pettis customers, and we're going to add in an Excel spreadsheet also, Melina Pettis potential customers, and then we say OK. Awesome. And do the same thing for customer 3. Ooh. Using the sec to attach Robert Chin potential customers file to the third record. So notice that the second record does not have any attachments. So we're going to the third record, manage attachments, and add. And we're going to add in Robert Chin potential customers. And I guess he doesn't have any actual customers, poor guy. And we're going to say OK. And notice it shows us we have 2 and we have 1. Alright, and then we're going to hit save. And then we're going to close the table. And according to our book, this is a great place to take a break. See you in a second.